Okay, good morning, guys. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to, work with HTML, for short, hypertext markup language, which you all know. So, first of all, for you to know the basics of coding, you need to know the HTML. Yeah, the HTML. Those three fundamental programs for you to, become a front-end developer, which is the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So today I'm just going to be taking you guys on HTML, just the basic of what you need to know about HTML. So here's my Windows 11, and I have Visual Studio's code installed in my system. So like I'm going to be taking you guys to my coding editor, which is the Visual Studio Code. So here I have different file formats, so I'm just going to be taking them out because there are different projects I've been working on. So here I just have uh, a plain editor. So now I'm going to be taking you guys on something really crucial. So here we go. First of all, this is a HTML file. Let me clear this first. So this is a HTML file here, right here, with different. Wait, pardon me. Okay. So yeah, I formatted this document, and now you just have a plain HTML. A plain HTML file. So creating an HTML file, first first of all you need to do is just to come into your editor, then you just choose a file you want to create. Although you can just come to these files here, you can come to the file, tap create new folder, or however you like to do it. So now let us just assume like I just started using this editor. Yeah, I'm just a newbie, so I'll come to the file, and then I'll come here to new file. So new file, I have a lot of files here, so let me just be like index.html. So tapping that now, it's loading. So here you have it, index.html. I already have an app called index.html. So I'm just trying to show you that that's the way you can, create an HTML file. So let us start with the basics. So first of all, if you take a look at this HTML file now, it's like it's blank. It's blank. There's nothing here. So there are like a lot of shortcuts you can use when working with an HTML file, like the exclamation mark. Once you put the exclamation mark and you press enter, this appears. But for better reference and good measures, it is better for you to learn the starting by saying first of all doc type doc type HTML, and like that is the basics you need to learn. This is one of the basics you need to learn. You need to learn how to write this doc type HTML, because now we are making reference to the browser that okay, making a HTML file now. I want to run a HTML file. Now let me take you live. So once I go live now, it's going to send it to port 5500, yeah, 5500. So while waiting for that, let's continue. So we have a doc type HTML file here, right? So the next thing you want to do, you actually make the browser recognize this file as a HTML file. So whatever you do, the browser will keep it like will optimize it however it is to match that of a HTML file. So the next thing you want to do now is to open a HTML tag. My editor is really bit slow, so yeah, a HTML tag. So when you press enter, you have this. So so as you have this now, this is the HTML tag where you have HTML, the less than sign, then the HTML, then the greater than sign, then the less than sign again, and then forward slash HTML. This is how to open a HTML code. So the next thing you have after the HTML file, okay, our browser is ready. So let's check it out. So here now, the browser has recognized this file as a HTML file. So once you inspect, you can inspect by clicking your right key on your mouse. Yeah, the right key on your mouse. Then you can see this inspect here. So once you press the inspect, uh, the system is really slow. While we wait for that, let's continue with this. So the HTML. Now we move to the next section here, which is the head. You start with the head. Now this head consists of majorly the unseen parts of the browser. The unseen parts, like it consists of the metadata, the linking, the parts you use to link to the CSS and JavaScript. Like it's like the connection between the hypertext markup language and any other backend languages. You can use HTML, and now we impute the title. First of all, the head. So once you put the head, so in the head now, one of the most important thing you should have in the head is the title. Now the title can be anything. So I'll just be like because I'm Gibson, I'll be like web developer keeps. So this is what I have here. So once you come back to the browser, because my my editor is on auto save. So once you come back to the browser, you will see something like this. If you look up here, the title has changed towards web developer Gibson. So whatever you put in the title bar will be the topic of your file. So yeah, web developer Gibson. So there are a lot of other things we can put here, but for now, since we are dealing with just the HTML, let's move further. So just remember that after the HTML, we move to the head section. So after the head section, now it doesn't still end there. So here we have our body element. This body element now, the body element consists of every other thing in the HTML file, from the text to the styles and the rest, and so on and so forth. But majorly, we're going to be talking about the structural approach of the HTML file. First off, the body element now is supposed to contain the text and some other programs, yes, like some other programs. So anything you put here now, like if I impute a random text, it's going to appear here. Yes, it appears here. So yeah, this is your HTML file format, and this is the mobile view of it. It has been optimized to mobile view. So this is the text of it. It's just like a regular body. The body is supposed to contain any other parts of the file. So, but you'll notice one thing, that once I remove this body and I just add a random text, you will still have text. But this is the wrong way to write it. This is the wrong way to write it. You must surely have the body selling the HTML. It's because of this doc type HTML that the browser was able to read it. That was why you still have a text here. But let's not just go into that now. So what I want you to do is to think of HTML as HTML. HTML is just like a foundation, just like a foundation of a program. Yes, just like when you're building a house, the structures, the building blocks, and mostly the building blocks, the foundation and everything. CSS can stand as the painting, the colors, the styles, the house, the styles, mostly the styles and architectural footprints that has been applied in the house. Why JavaScript? stands as the functionality, just such as like the elevator placed in the building, different other things placed in the building. So moving on, let's continue. In the body element, the body element now is supposed to contain things like let's say H1. Now you might wonder what H1 means. H1 means heading 1. So heading 1 now. Inside this heading 1 now we can input a text. I remember your less than any HTML tag. All these are code tags. Any HTML tag must contain the less than and the greater than enclosing it. Why for the closing tag you should have the less than, then the forward slash, and then H1, just like we have here. So now we can just be like hello, sorry, hello world, hello world. So once we come back to the browser, you have this hello world, and you can see that it has been bold. Yeah, it's bold now. It's bold, unlike the last time, because there was a time the time I put a text here, all you could see here was just a small piece of text. But now you can see that this text now is bold. It's bold because of heading 1, because of what is written here, heading 1. So we have a H1 to H6 though. So I want you to see something. So I'm going to be doing H1 to we have H1 to H6. All right. So yeah, I'm going to make something very very clear to you guys, and the so H2 come down, H3, so that's H3 4 high. So then we have the final one, then H6. So we have H1 to H6. Remember, there's nothing like H7, but the only one you can actually repeat here is from H2 to H6. But H1 shouldn't be repeated under any circumstances. H1, although you can actually repeat H1, the problem is that your website won't be optimized for proper usage. The web crawlers won't identify it as one of the good websites. That is why these days you see a lot of websites falling beyond your eye can see, because they are like, once you search for a particular thing now, a lot of like a lot of data will be returned. Yeah, a lot of information will be returned. So those information you see now are the first one you see up there has been optimized, and it has been well grounded. Like, the person who made it has gone through a lot. The person wrote a lot of code and wrote it correctly. I know no one is perfect, but at least you need to you know make sure you are heading toward the path of perfection. So if you look here now, you have this from H1 to H6. Hello world, hello world, hello world, hello world. This is the H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Now let me show you that there's nothing like H7. When I put this on, and then you have H7, right? If you see this, you see it just appears as a normal text. You will see that there's no difference when I just say this hello world. You can see it's exactly the same thing. So there's no difference at all. So this is your H1 to H6. Now let me show you can actually repeat H1 twice or thrice, anyhow you look at it. So Control V, and then you have two H1. But this way, if I was to deploy this to the server, the server won't see it as one of the best websites. Like, so it will just go down so down that it won't even be recognized by anyone. So let's move on. Now you know from the heading tag from H1 to H6. Now let me show you another one. So this other one now is the paragraph. Yeah, the paragraph. Now it's as easy as just writing the P. So you have P, yeah, you just have P. So in this P element now, you can write anything you want, such as random text, and then you have this appearing in your browser. So it's as easy as that. This is your paragraph, yeah, your paragraph. So be like, hello world, I am Gibson, and I'm hoping to be a web developer one day. So you have this. But in case you don't want your text running, spanning this entire width like this, you can just say something. You can just come to the parts where you want to break and be like, it's as easy as writing BR. Remember, there's no closing tag for BR. It's just once you need to write it, and if you leave it this way, you have this that's been broken down from at the part you wanted it to break. So it has been broken down here. So you just have it here. So BR, yeah. So here it is. So you can break it as much as you want, anywhere you want, and so on and so forth. So you have I am Gibson. I can still break it here again also. BR, and then close it, and then you have this. So from I am Gibson here, so I'm hoping to one day, you understand? So it's as easy as that. So there is no stress, and so now you have the H1 and your paragraph. So it's basically as easy as that. So you also have the which other elements? The I elements. The I element stands for italics. So anything you write in here will be italicized. Right? Let me just say this is italic. This is italic. So you can see that this has been italicized. So it is for pinpointing a perfect point. Maybe when you are making a point in a HTML file format, and you want it to be displayed on the web for people to be able to understand it, and get more information, you can just do it this way. So now yeah, so here also, like in English we have semantics, yet we also have semantics. I want to show you something really awesome. So once you press EM now, and then you also see this is italic, you see you have the same thing. You have the same thing. And do you know why it is? Do you know why this happened? Like, if you look closely now, you notice that I wrote this in a straight line, and I moved to the next line and write this, but yet still we have this here, this saying this is italic, and it didn't go to the next line. He also said this is italic right here. Now this is because these two elements now are inline elements. Now inline elements now are elements that can't span the entire width. They only stay on their own. They are on their own. Once you click now, I want to show you something now in my inspector tab. I want to show you something in my inspector tab. So basically we have two types of elements. We have the inline elements and the block level elements. So at the end of this program, I'm sure you'll be able to know the difference between block level elements and inline elements. Now let me take this out of mobile view to responsive, and yes, we have this. So take a look at this, guys. So yes, this okay. So once I point at this, now you see this actually spans up the entire width. This spans up the entire width, like it spans up the entire width. So although I didn't write more words here, now from here down to here, you can see that this place has been totally filled up. Now this is because it is a block level element. Block level element meaning it just covers the entire space. It doesn't want to give space for any of them. And also here too, you have the paragraph, which is also a block level element. It is also a block level element. But when you come to this now, once you come to this, you can see it didn't cover everywhere. Why? Because it is an inline element. Inline elements now, such as I and EM, are semantics. Yeah, they have semantics meaning. So I and EM now, they might have the same function, but they are not the same thing. Semantically, they are different. So I now, on the other hand, stands for italic. EM stands for words emphasis. So emphasis now also is for highlighting. Is for highlighting a particular entity in your HTML file. Although there are so many other elements responsible for that, such as once you have the B, wait, sorry, B, yeah, you have the B. The B now, I am bold. See, I am bold. You saw that this is also what? Now I'm sure that you know that this is an inline element, and I know you answered that correctly. Well, that's very, very nice. So this is an inline element because it didn't come down to the next line, so it is still an inline element. I'm sure you understood that. So I am bold now. As you can see, it is an inline. So now B stands for bold, and I hope you understand that now. And as you can see, once I put another P here now, and I write I am a paragraph. And note, you can have more than one paragraph in a particular HTML file, so you can put as many paragraphs as you want. It's only the H1 rule that you have to not disobey, since you can only have one H1 and H2. You can have more H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6, but only one H1. So higher paragraph. Now you will see that this will automatically move to the next line because of what? It is a block level element. So being a block level element is going to span this entire width, while this ones here won't. But you will notice that if I bring this BR here now, BR, you will see that this will actually move to the next line. And I'm sure you know the reason for that, because this is for breaking lines. The sign is for breaking lines. So once you break the line, it moves this to back to the next line. And if I also repeat that here, you notice that the same thing happens. So if you come back, you see this is italic, this is italic, I am bold, and I am a paragraph. So yeah, this is all you need to know, because here now you have your H1 being what? A block level element. A block level element now stands to span the entire width of a browser, while a paragraph also does the same thing, as they span the entire width also. But once you come to italics, bold, and there are some other elements I'm going to come later on, like the article elements. There are different of them, but for today, these basics should be enough. So um, the body elements now can comprise of a lot of HTML file formats. So today I'm going to be rounding up with this, and I'm going to meet you up later, maybe by next tomorrow, releasing another video on more basics under HTML. So note, if you really want to learn more about the HTML file, the hypertext markup language, I am here to be your instructor. And if you understand this video, please give a like, subscribe, and share. Please make sure you press the notification button, for I will continue releasing more and more videos for you to become a professional coder one day. Well, I think that should be a 25, and thanks for watching. Have a nice day.